Right, there we go. I'm really sorry about all the confusion there. Right, we've got 6.5 minutes of qualifying to go. Sergio Silva is on pole with a 1:29 flat, which is an incredible lap time for him. Just let me know how it sounds, guys, if the voice is too loud or whatnot. So Podge has invalidated it. Red Wildfire up to P3 in the Sauber, which is a really good lap time for her. So Red Wildfire into the final chicane. Let's see what she can do into the pit lane. Don Dedge. Up into P4, we've got a Turbo, Jane Lad. Who was that just went up? Nimblecat in at P10, Mark Full Energy in at P8. His debut, Viva, came to the line in the Mercedes and up to P5 for the AMG. Don Dedge is down on his lap time, he's invalidated it. So 5 minutes to go, we are there for the very final runs of qualifying, just about in time, which is great to see. I'm just going to do a quick sound check, make sure that it sounds alright. There we go. So once everybody's in here, I'll explain how we've got it fixed. So Merckx coming through Sector 2 in the Williams, just under 5 minutes of this qualifying session here in Bahrain. Turbo down to the line. POR Turbo. And P11 starting his lap. What about Nimblecat? Let's go on board with Nimblecat. Let's see what he can do. So Nimblecat in towards turn 3. Let me just get some of the information up. 1 second. At least we got it sorted. That's the main thing. So on board with Nimblecat coming down the DRS straight out of turn 10, down towards turn 11 for the McLaren. Papaya in towards turn 11 around the left-hander. We're about to come to the end of sector 2 through turn 12 and then in towards turn 13. He's 1.1 seconds up, which is exactly what he needs. It's going to put him around Doug's time in the Haas, maybe potentially if he carries on improving up to P8, but at the moment he will sit in P9 in that McLaren for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Into turn 14 and 15 for the McLaren. Nimblecat puts his foot down, DRS enabled, ERS is on, rear wing opens, and it's P9 for Nimblecat. The CRE Gory is going to be next on the lap. The Scuderia Ferrari coming round turn 3 and up towards turn 4. Leclerc, how are we, mate? How are you doing? And so everything is sorted. So CRE Gory just in front of his teammates. They've been super competitive and extremely close on lap times. Have CRE Gory and Mad G for the majority of this season, up to round 7 where we are today here in Bahrain. So we are on board with CRE Gory coming round turn 8 in sector 2 and then down towards turn 9. Very tricky part of the circuit. As we go downhill, you have to slam on the brakes, make sure that them rear wheels don't slide out as you hit turn 10, and then that DRS will enable, that rear wing will open for the Ferrari driver in that scarlet red colour down towards turn 11 at the left-hander, and then we just go slightly uphill here in Bahrain as the lights begin to shine and the sun begins to set as we go through turn 12 and up towards turn 13 in sector 3. CRE Gory down on his lap time. Turbo has disqualified Udi, the Portuguese driver, up to P11. Is he on a lap time? No, I think he's just playing about a little bit, as we did have a driver just come through. Who was that? So the top 3 are back out on lap time. Sergio Silva is 2 tenths up. He's currently on provisional pole with a 1:29 flat. Coming round turn 11 and 12 now for the other Portuguese driver. 2 of them on the grid, 2 of them in the top 11. Through turn 13 and then down the straight. I always think we should have DRS here, but we don't. And the drivers will still try and get an overtake through in towards turn 14. We go at the end of sector 3. and 15, and then down the DRS straight. Maggi has gone provisional pole with 1.5 minutes to go. Here comes Sergio Silva, a 1:28.7 for Sergio. The Portuguese pull it back here in Bahrain. So Thierry Gori is now on a lap. He's got the ERS all filled up, ready to go. Craggy in the Williams as well. Red Wildfire is just starting her flying lap. So this is going to be a minute to go in qualifying. Thierry Gori is a 1.5 temps up. He's seen his teammate went on to provisional pole for around 10 seconds. Can he do the same? Sergio Silva currently will start on the front row of this grid here in Bahrain, but can Thierry Gori do anything about it? We know his teammate's struggling to get on pole position, but he's posted a phenomenal lap. We know they're competitive, we know they're super close in times. Here comes Gori down the DRS straight, down the pit lane, and it's a P2 and P3 for the Scarlet Ferraris. Podge is on a lap. Red Wildfire is 2 temps down, and it will go down to the Swedishman to see what he can do in the Papaya McLaren. Don Dedge in the Haas as well goes up to P6. I think he's just starting his flying lap. He is. Doug is coming through sector 2 at the moment. We've got Podge in the McLaren. He's nearly 2 temps up on his lap time, so he is flying. But it is going to be Doug that comes to the line first. The checkered flag has waved here in Bahrain. That is it for your qualifying session. Deadly, I would have sent you an invite, mate, but you've not added me as a friend, so I've not got you on my friends list. Yeah, so I couldn't invite you, mate. You've not added me as a friend, and you asked me, like, quite a bit late. So, Doug, down towards the line. Doug goes up to P8 in front of Mark Full Energy in the Aston Martin. It will be Podge in the McLaren, who is nearly 3 temps up on his lap time. That will put him around pole position. Let's have a look. What's going on, Jim? How you doing? Podge Racing coming down towards turn 14. There is a driver just in front of him. Who is that? Is that the Mercedes? That is Viva! Viva has gone pole. Can Podge take it away? Here comes Podge up to P2. Super competitive lap times. Red Wildfire goes into the pit lane and it's all on the Nigerian driver of Don Dedge in the Haas. They currently lead the Constructors' Championship. Don Dedge to the line. Don Dedge takes P3. And it is Viva that takes pole position here in Bahrain. The Ferraris do end up in P6 and P7, but still an extremely good qualifying. 3 tenths of a second separate the top 6 drivers at the end of the qualifying session. Now time for the race. Wow. So that was a really good qualifying session. Mark Full, yeah, I can invite you back, mate. Are you on here? There we go. Deadly, if you want to add me as a friend, I will get you an invite in so you can race. So that was a really good qualifying session. So it is the Estonian driver of Viva in the Mercedes that takes pole position here in Bahrain. It is Spears that will take P2, Don Dedge in P3, Podge in P4, and then Sergio Silva in P5, Maggi in P6, Thierry Gori in P7. So I need to get screenshots as well, so do bear with me. Red Wildfire in P8, Doug in P9, and Magful Energy complete your top 10. Then we have Nimblecat, Udi, Jake the Lad, Sambi, Deadly, Merckx, Ginaudi, Yornborn, Turbo, and Craggy. So here we go. Remember, exclamation mark Discord in the chat if you do want to come and join. We are live on Twitch, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Kick. So if you do want to come and join, make sure you just search F7 Racing on TikTok or YouTube, or Formula 7 Racing, whichever one. Just jump into the chat, ! Discord, and come and join. If you're watching on TikTok, on Kick or anything like that, the link will be in the bio for the Discord. We have over 420 drivers in the Discord. We have 5 divisions a week. Huge following, massive following. So yeah, an amazing community of drivers. So if you do want to come and join, you know where we are. So just come and race. We have a division for everybody as well. It's not just about fast drivers. This is the bronze division. So we have a division for every single driver. So it doesn't matter what pace you are, you are more than welcome to come and race here at F7. For beginners as well, if you're a beginner. I'm just going to grab a quick drink before this starts. We do have a formation lap. Remember, if you do have Amazon Prime, do make sure to give us a subscription on Twitch. It massively helps us at the end of the season when we send trophies all around the world, like I have just done to Canada. So and it's completely free for you guys as well if you do that. So I would appreciate it. Right guys, here we go. I'll bring the tyres up once the race gets started. I just need positional changes for the start. So here we are. Remember guys, we are sponsored by Rock Solid Rigs. Make sure you go and check them out if you're looking for any new sim rigs. Here we go, this is it. Round 7 Bahrain. And it's lights out and away we go. Spears is already through. No, sorry, Don Dedge is through on Spears and Viva. Viva in the Mercedes not getting a good start. Podging the McLaren is already through. Up the inside of the Red Bull driver. The Mercedes is onto the curb and slipping and sliding as Mad G tries to capitalise. Here's Red Wildfire and Sierra Igori squabbling for position. Udi's hot turbo on the back of him, who's up 8 places. Deadly is through. Mark Full Energy is down 6 places as Turbo makes up another. Udi comes back at him. Nimble kind of McLaren fighting with the Sauber of the Red Wildfire, and there's a little bit of a rear wing going around there as I just seen in the distance. Maggi up 1, Sergio Silva down 1. Udi is through on Doug. There's a kick Sauber there, just squabbling with his teammate and maybe just having a bit of a collision. What is Turbo doing there? Turbo, be careful. Jesus, you're throwing your car up the inside of everybody. I know you're trying to make up positions because you want to be at the front of the grid, but you've got to remember these are full-time drivers. Just please be careful. Doug has got a 10-second time penalty and he's lost 7 places as well. Turbo is through on Sam B, and Jake the Lad is there watching them. Behind him, the Aston Martin, but Don Dedge is 1.2 seconds clear. Spears in the Red Bull down 1 place. Viva down 3 from pole position. Turbo is through now on Sam B, and we'll chase down Nimble Cat in the McLaren. Craggy and Deadly wheel to wheel, side by side in towards turn 14. Deadly right on the back of Sam B in the V car. And here comes DRS enabled as we go on to lap 2. Silver is 12:30 as there's no race. That is Sam B and Jake the Lad in towards turn 1 they go. The Aston Martin driver round the outside, and that's nicely done from Jake the Lad and Craggy as well. Here comes Turbo. Turbo is going to look for a move also on his teammates, being a bit more patient now. Down the inside he goes. Red Wildfire will be feeling the pressure of this because she knows that Turbo can be quite impatient at times, so maybe she's just thinking like, do I just let him go at this point? That is Viva that's thrown Spears down towards turn 10. The Red Bull driver down the inside of the Mercedes. You don't want to go wheel to wheel through there. Viva gets a good exit and they're scrapping it out on the hard compound tyres. Here comes Mad G to try and capitalise on them 2 drivers battling. Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari here on lap 2. It is Mad G that goes up the inside of Viva and loses a position to his teammate. Sergio Silva is through. Turbo is finally through on his teammate as well. Craggy on Nimblecat, the Williams driver on the McLaren. And then Sam B will come next. So Jake the Lad now through on Red Wildfire as they go down towards turn 15. What about Sergio Silva and Mad G? They are queuing up behind LT Spears. Here comes Mad G down the DRS straight, rear wing open, and the Scuderia driver is up into the podium places. Craggy is from Red Wildfire now as well. What about Merckx on Deadly? And that is Sergio Silva that will go late on the brakes on Spears. And up to P4 goes the Portuguese driver. Craggy on Jake the Lad. These two are having a good little battle. Nimblecat and Sam B, there'll be a lot of respect there between these. So the tyres, soft compounds for Don Dedge and Podge. No wonder they're running away for it at the minute. A lot of the drivers have gone soft. I know a lot of the drivers were talking about a 2-stop strategy around Bahrain, so we'll see if that comes into fruition for a lot of the drivers. Jornborn is through on Doug. Doug is really struggling at the moment. Maybe just not have the time to get that little bit of practice in like he was doing, but they are battling for the constructors. He's got his teammate on pole position in the lead of the Grand Prix, sorry. So he just needs to finish in the points and that'll be good for them. So let's take this away. Sergio Silva all over the rear wing of that Scuderia in front of Mad G. And LT Spears, the Belgium driver, just in front of the Estonian Aviva, and then Turbo in the Sauber. That is Ginaudi through on Udi at the back of this grid. But they are queuing up behind Mad G. And here they come down the straight. And it is going to be Sergio Silva, rear wing open. He's going to catch up to that Ferrari pretty quickly. Down towards turn 1. And the Portuguese driver will move up into P3. Here comes Mad G. What about the Sauber of Turbo as well? As he lunges on the inside of Viva. And now Craggy in the Williams is there as well. Gets a good exit out of turn 3. DRS enabled up towards turn 4. A lot of manoeuvres happening. We do have Nimblecat and Sam B and Deadly there as well as they go wheel to wheel through turn 4. And then Jornborn and Doug. A lot of battling going on throughout this circuit. Viva has been overtaken by Craggy now as well. And here comes Turbo. He's going to try and look up the inside of turn 9. It's an unconventional place to overtake, but that doesn't seem to face Turbo, who is on an absolute steam train here. Mad G down to P4, Sergio Silva up to P3. Podge is in no man's land at the moment, but he will not mind being there if he's going to be on his own. So he's having a really good race at the minute, which is what you want to see. Sorry guys, just bear with me. Oh, you know what? I've got a fan underneath my laptop, computer or whatever, to cool it down. I've not put it in, I'm an idiot. I was thinking, well, that's bloody, why not? Just bear with me. I'll just go on board with this little train a minute, just while I plug this in. Sorry guys, I can't find anywhere to plug it in. Aston Martin retiring on track. What has gone on? That is Markful Energy just retiring on track. So his return back to F7 isn't going as planned. Here comes Craggy for the double overtake. Backs out on Sergio Silva. Here comes Maggi back up the inside. And you can see Craggy was just a bit reluctant to go for the double overtake just to avoid causing any issues for the drivers as Turbo has dropped down to P6. So maybe had an incident with a driver. Here comes Turbo. Maggi is going to try and come up the inside, and then so is Jake the Lad Viva as well on LT Spears. And the Belgian driver down to P9, and the reserves are flying through this grid, but a lot of the drivers have to remember they will not be finishing this race, so just be mindful of that before the end of the Grand Prix. Don Dedge is in the lead on lap 6, Podge is in P2, Sergio Silva in P3, Craggy P4, Maggi in P5 in the Ferrari. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Turbo will go at the inside. Maggi runs wide. That might open the door for Jake the Lad in the Aston as well, and Viva in the Mercedes, who's just dropping off a little bit. We just see what the drivers do when they go for their pit strategies. I know a couple of the soft runners will be going for the two-stopper. If I was Don Dedge now, being on the soft compound, I would get into the pit lane early and go for the mediums, potentially double mediums till the end now. Here comes Craggy on Sergio Silva, and Craggy will move up to P3 in the Williams, but here comes Turbo in the Kick Sauber. Is he going to go for it? Just backs out, thinks better of it. That's better racing from the Sauber driver, Sergio Silva. There's been so many changes of position on this grid so far. That is Doug, Deadly and Nimble Cat all into the pit lane. He looks like he's going on to Super Softs, Deadly, in the Alpine. The old Super Softs. Jake the Lad through on Sergio Silva, the Aston Martin and the Mercedes go side by side, and then we do have Viva, his teammate, on the back of him, LT Spears and Red Wildfire as well, and Merckx. There is such a huge DRS train here in Bahrain, and the sun has really set now. And some of these drivers like Craggy and Turbo, Podge and Don Dedge with stars in their eyes here. It's been a cracking race so far from the drivers. They've really shown what they're made of. So Don Dedge leads. Here comes Jake the Lad Maggi. What about Turbo on Craggy? Craggy got a good exit in that Williams. as we go down towards turn 1. Merckx is from Red Wildfire and up into the top 10. Red Wildfire is in the pit lane on the soft compounds. Sam B, 10-second time benefit speeding into the pit lane. He will be kicking himself with that. Look at this in towards turn 1 as Viva holds off Spears. Merckx, Yornborn is there just catching up in the RB. Ginaudi, what about Red Wildfire? Where will she come out? Here comes Nimble Cat in the McLaren who pitted a lap earlier. Red Wildfire just coming out of the pit lane. You can see Nimble Cat in the distance. Will he come out in front of Sam B? The RB will come out, but Nimble Cat will have heat into them medium tyres in towards turn 1. And it's going to be tight between the McLaren and the V-Carb. Sam B gets a good exit, but Nimble Cat is flying. He will get DRS. He will try and catch up to Sam B. In towards turn 4 they go. And Sam looks like he's just held him up, but he's got hard tyres, he's got cold tyres, and Nimble Cat tries to capitalise. And just not able to as of yet. This is Mad G on Craggy, the Ferrari driver, goes around the outside of the Williams. What a move from Mad G. LT Space down to P12. Craggy down to P5, Jake the Lad, Sergio Silva, Viva, Merckx, Yornborn, Ginaudi. Spears is losing another position. He's spun it. He's lost the position now to his teammate as well. He's got a missing end plate. It's not all over for Spears. He can get into the pit lane, the Belgium driver, and get that swapped off. Craggy and Jake the Lad go into the pits on the soft compounds. Don Dedge and Podge have stayed out again. They don't want to end up pushing this too far and end up ruining their chances of the race win. Turbo is from Mad G. Udi is going to come through as well. He stays out on them soft compounds. Craggy, Jake the Ladder coming out. LT Space into the pit lane for a new front wing. Here comes Red Wildfire. Sees Craggy in the distance and Jake the Lad, and Red Wildfire will come out just behind him. The only issue for the two drivers in front though, she will have some grip in their medium tyres. Aeon, no, Craggy is just reserving, mate. He's not in bronze. He's a silver driver. He's just reserving for bronze. Nimble Cat still on the back of Sam B. Ginaudi on the back of Yornborn. Merckx on the back of Sergio Silva. There's so many drivers that are extremely close on track and they just want to battle, don't they? It's really good to see. So many competitive tussles we are seeing on the circuit here at Bahrain. So Mad G will look for another move on Turbo, who's starting to catch up to Podge and Don Dedge. He slides. Mad G hits the back of him. Turbo sliding round turn 14. Podge is into the pit lane. Mad G with the DRS, and the Scuderia Ferrari will move on through on the Sauber. I think Turbo just let off there to try and go into the slipstream. Where will Sergio come out? Viva and Merckx have stayed out. The two UFRL drivers swapping places into turn 1. Yornborn into the pits. Podge is on the way out. Where is Craggy in the Williams? Craggy coming down. He is going to come out behind Podge. He went for the undercut. Podge is on the softs again. Podge has gone double softs. Wow, so he has committed himself to the two-stop strategy in Bahrain. So he has committed, and there will be nothing he can do. He will have to pit before the end of this race. That is CRE going that's through on Udi, who comes out of the pit lane. LT Space down in P18, Doug down in P19. Not having a good race. Nimble Cat is through on Sam B. The V-Carb and the McLaren eventually trading places. And the McLaren up to P13. What about Turbo? He is on the back of Mad G still. And the Sauber driver coming up towards turn 13 and then down the straight. And he's using a lot of battery. Mad G's got like 90%. And Turbo's got like 10%. He's just burning it off to try and get through. Oh, late on the brakes. Nearly makes a mistake. That might have cost him the overtake on Mad G. And Nimble Cat and Sam B are having a great little battle here. Round turn 10 they go through 11 and 12. That is Merckx through. What has happened? Turbo and Don Dedge into the pit lane. Nimble Cat stays in front of Sam B. Sam B gets a good exit out of turn 13. Down towards turn 14 goes the V-Cab into the slipstream of the the Papaya McLaren as they go in towards turn 14 and 15. Sergio Silva into the pit lane as well, but this looks like a slam dunk of an overtake for Sambi in the V-Carb into the slipstream, and the McLaren moves to the right hand side. DRS is open and they will make it look easy, but they've got the Mercedes to the right hand side who's just come out of the pit lane. That's Sergio Silva getting involved with this tussle between the McLaren and the V-Carb. Craggy in the Williams has had a mistake. Has he been involved in an incident? Hopefully he doesn't have damage, but he's got down to P8. Turbo with that 3-second time penalty, he's down to P10. He has ended up pitting though and come up behind his teammate. And Craggy in the Williams, that is Jake the Lad through on Podge. Down the inside goes the Aston Martin on the McLaren driver. Remember, Podge is on soft compounds. He's going for the two-stopper. Here comes Craggy on Don Dedge. Remember, Don Dedge is your provisional leader. And Craggy in the Williams is through. So nothing Don Dedge can do about that. Remember, he's on them hard compounds. Then we've got the two kick salvers just behind. Very interesting race. That is Turbo that goes through on Red Wildfire. Goes late on the brakes, but gets it done cleanly. Here comes Turbo on Don Dedge. He's going to go for another move down the inside of turn 1. And Turbo with a bit more grip is up to P8. What about Deadly on Sergio Silva, the Alpine on the Mercedes. And the Mercedes just on the back of Nimblecat. Two veteran drivers of Nimblecat and Sergio Silva. There'll be a lot of respect there between these two. And Sergio will wait for a better opportunity to go for the move. As Nimblecat goes wide, will Sergio go for the move? He moves over to the right hand side. And in through the S's, Sergio Silva backs out. And that's what I'm talking about with race IQ between drivers like that. Red Wildfire on the back of Don Dedge, but is in the top 10. Run Monkey, cheers mate, I appreciate it. So Sergio Silva in the Mercedes is going to try and make a move. Is he going to be able to switch it back? He will have DRS. The Mercedes AMG Petronas on the back of the Papaya McLaren. Down the DRS straight, rear wing open in towards turn 11. Sergio Silva is through, but Nimblecat tries to come back at him. What a move up the inside from Nimblecat. He's like a dog with a bone, and he is not giving that one up. Into turn 13, Nimblecat stays in front, but for how long as they shoot down towards turn 14? The Portuguese driver of Sergio Silva on the back of Nimblecat is having to do it the hard way in Bahrain. He will get that DRS though. You've got Deadly in the Alpine also there. Red Wildfire is through on Don Dedge to go in towards turn 1. Craggy through on the Swedishman of Podge, but we're looking at Deadly on Sergio Silva. The Alpine driver through on the Mercedes, and we'll make it a 2-for-1 deal into turn 1. Gets the overtake on Nimblecat as well. Turbo on Podge. Overtakes everywhere on lap 13. Ginaudi all the way up to P4, yet to pit though. Remember, a lot of the drivers are going for 2 stops, they're going for 1 stops, they're going for 3 stops, I don't know. But that's the strategy for a lot of the drivers at the moment. So Mad G, Merckx, Viva, Ginaudi and Ginaudi, are yet to pit at all. You've got Jake the Lad, Craggy, Jake the Lad on maybe a 1 stop here. That is Turbo going up the inside of Craggy as we speak. And he is through. The Sauber driver makes it look easy. What about Sergio Silva on Nimblecat? And he does get the move down the straight towards turn 11. And Sergio Silva is through. Nimblecat goes late on the brakes, but just about saves it. So Don Dedge. Look at this for the top though, Viva. So yeah, as we're just talking about the strategies, it's really interesting to watch and see these drivers. There goes Ginaudi on Viva, the Alpine on the Mercedes, but both still waiting to pit. They've left it really late here. I think they're expecting some sort of safety car, but if it doesn't come, This is really bad news for them if it doesn't come. Remember, guys, make sure you go and follow our TikTok and our Instagram as well. Our Instagram is where you'll see everything you need to see, and also our Twitter. We don't post much on Twitter, but we should do, really. Oh, is that my phone? Oh, Jesus, sorry, 1 second, guys. Yeah, we are on Discord, ! Discord in the Twitch chat. Sorry guys, I think my partner's just had a car crash at the top of the street. Just bear with me, please. Sorry guys, somebody's just reversed into my car. Whilst my missus was driving, and just slammed on the reverse and just backed up into the car without looking. There was anybody behind them. Right, so Ginaudi, Maggi, still into the lead after 17 laps, still 12 to go. Merckx is also there, Viva, Lad Craggy, Turbo, with 2 lap fresher mediums on the back of Craggy and the Williams as they go down towards turn 1. Is he going to go for the move? Podge is already into the pit lane to get that 2-stop strategy over and done with. He's going to be very quick at the end of this Grand Prix. Red Wildfire into the pits as well. Merckx and Ginaudi wheel to wheel round turn 4. And that is Podge and Red Wildfire just tumbling down the grid as they do go into the pit lane for fresh tyres. Yornborn on Don Dedge, who's up to P9. Down to P9, should I say. He is the provisional leader when all these drivers in front of him get out of the way. When the drivers in front end up pitting and the reserve drivers retire, he will be the provisional leader at the minute. Deadly on the back of Sergio Silva, the Alpine driver. So I do apologise for the breaking commentary on the race there, guys. So Gennady and the Alpine on the back of Merckx. 12 laps to go here in Bahrain. Maggi is your race leader in the Scuderia, and he's on the hards till the end of this Grand Prix. Would you believe it? We said anything can happen, and it absolutely can. So, Maggi in the Ferrari 2.1 clear. Here comes Gennady on the back of Merckx. Remember, these are on the hard compounds as well. Merckx moves to the left. Gennady moves to the right. The Alpine on the Williams in towards turn 1. And Gennady just thinks better of it, but Turbo doesn't, as he is through, as Craggy goes into the pit lane for another pit stop. Finally for a pit stop, I think. No, I think that's his second one. Let's just double check. It is his first one. Yet to pit, Maggi, Merckx, Gennady and Viva. So here comes Sergio. We've got Deadly catching him. Sergio will come out behind, in front of Craggy. Sorry, Craggy just comes out in front of LT Spears, the Belgian driver. Pitted very early on after that damage. That is Podge that goes through on CRE Gori. The McLaren on the Scarlet Ferrari into turn 1. And that was a good move as CRE Gori gets all muddled up coming out of turn 3 and loses a little bit of time on the back of that Mercedes. Here comes Viva, Gennady and Merckx as well, all within that DRS train fighting out for P2, but all the drivers still yet to pit. We are on lap 18. It's been a very interesting race. Only one DNF, and that was Markful Energy on his return back to F7R. Retires on the track, actually. Just not really interested in trying to finish the race. Into the pit lane goes Maggi and Gennady finally. So does Viva as well. With 11 laps to go, they're in the pit lane. Onto the soft compounds. Let's see what happens now. Jake the lad up to P2. Merckx stays out. He is now your race leader. Where do Don Dej come? Don Dej is through. Jorn Born is into the pit lane. Don Dej will come out just in front of Maggi, but he is going to be on old tyres here. And Maggi's strategy looks beautiful. He's actually come out behind Don Dej, but in front of Sergio Silva, who was in provisional P2. And Maggi looks absolutely set on for a podium here, maybe even a race win. 3 seconds behind Don Dej, the Belgian of LT Spears, getting a penalty for going into the pit lane too quickly. And as everybody knows me, they know that is one of my biggest pet hates in esports racing. So, Merckx into the pit lane. That puts Maggi up to P2. It's only Jake the lad that has stayed out now. 11 seconds clear. Sergio Silva goes through on Deadly, the Portuguese driver, on the Scotsman, up to P8 for the AMG Petronas driver. And there goes Red Wildfire on Udi. What has happened to Red Wildfire? She was in a really strong position in this race. She's now down in P15 with 9 laps to go. It's just very confusing the way the race has gone on, because the drivers have gone for completely different strategies. And there's a lot of drivers that have stayed out that will definitely hurt near the end of this race. And there's a lot of drivers that will start to catch up. There's a few drivers that have got the strategy wrong, a few that have had incidents, a lot of reserves. It's just it's very all over the place, and I can't seem to figure out what's happened. Even to the likes of Sergio Silva, who's down in P8, who was in P2 and 3 seconds clear of the pack at one point. And now Mad G is about to go up to P2. He's caught up to Don Dead by 3 seconds in just as many laps. And Mad G is your provisional race leader here in Bahrain with 9 laps to go. Nothing Don Dead can do. Mad G's strategy perfectly executed. Here comes UFRL Mercs on UFRL F1. Viva! Yeah, I think you're right, Jim. Here comes Mercs on Viva to trade places. The Williams on the Mercedes. Remember, the Williams driver will not finish this Grand Prix. Craggy is through on Sergio Silva. And Sergio down to P9. So, the one-stop strategy looking to be very strong. That is Turbo that's out. I think he's retired in the pit lane, actually. He has retired in the pit lane. Thanks for reserving, Turbo. Very early retirement, though. Yeah, but I appreciate you reserving. Thank you very much, Turbo. Appreciate it. So, Doug down in P19. CRE Gory's into the pit lane as well. Yellow flag still waving as that Sauber driver starts to come out of the pit lane. So, Don Dedge is down to P3. Jake the lad is actually pulling away from the 2 drivers behind him on them hard compound tyres. But Jake the lad, a gold driver, showing why he's a gold driver. As Matt G is on fresh softs and Jake the lad is on old hards and he's pulling away. A lot of the gaps in the circuit now. A great time to tell you about F7. So, F7, we were created around 4 years ago in COVID. We wanted to create a league to so that everybody could have fun, but a different kind of community. We were involved in the league. Me and Eddie created the league, and we said, you know, why don't we create an amazing racing community? And I feel like that's exactly what we've done. We now have over 400 drivers in the Discord. We have 15,000 followers on TikTok. We have 2,200 on YouTube. We have 1,300 on Twitch. But it isn't just about the followers, because the only way you get followers is if you get good racing. And the only way you get good racing is if you get good drivers. So that is what it's all about. It's all about the good drivers. We started off with one division, which took us 3 months to create, trying to poach drivers from online racing. We've never ever poached drivers from another league. We went on online racing and just started messaging drivers on PlayStation for months. Finally got the race started, finally got Division 1, and now it's Division 2, Division 3, Bronze, Silver and Gold for every single division. We then created Fantasy F7 on a Monday and Realistic on a Wednesday. We now have 5 divisions that race across 3 days. And it's just an incredible community. We've done podcasts, we've got our own esports team. It's just amazing. So if you do want to be a part of this unbelievable community that has been created by the drivers and the F7 team as well, make sure you come and join the Discord, because it's been one hell of a journey, and I can't imagine it ending anytime soon. It's just going to continue to grow and continue to thrive and continue to become this unbelievable brand that has been created, and these drivers are going to be the main focus point of that as well. When we bring the podcast back in about a month or so, we are going to be doing podcasts with F7 drivers as well. We've already got a few episodes lined up which you guys are going to absolutely love. So if you want to come and join, maybe even try and get onto the podcast, be a part of that, or represent F7R esports as well. Through other leagues, we have now partnered up with a few other leagues as well, because we feel like, you know, we're in a very strong position where it's not to be competitive. Paddy Pat is in this league that I got a win in because I was too quick and they got rid of me. Mate, you finished 1 race out of 24, mate. You finished 1 race in 24 and you got 1 win in 24 races. You DNF'd every single other race, mate. You qualified, you were in the silver division, and you didn't get out of Q1 any week, so we had to put you down to bronze. And then you got annoyed, you disrespected drivers, Your ego was absolutely massive. You disrespected so many drivers. You thought you were better than everybody else. That's why you got kicked, mate. This league is for everybody. It's not just for people. In one incident, you turned round and told a driver, you shouldn't be battling me that hard because I'm here to make content. Who do you think you are? Like, that is crazy. I'm not arsed, mate. I'm really not bothered, Patty. I concentrate on the league and the drivers, and drivers who are respectful, who want to come here and race. But you are something else. You make content by being a good driver. You are the worst streamer I've ever seen race. You got all the gear and no idea, mate. You turn around to drivers and say, do not race me that hard. I'm here to make content. I'm a streamer. You turn around and go on like you're the best thing since sliced bread. It annoyed me. It annoys everybody, mate. I have so many messages about you every single week, and every single week I let you stay. I let you stay. Every single week I let you stay. I had messages every week about you, mate, and I never did anything about it. Everybody was fed up with you. I mean, one driver even left because you were his teammate. One driver didn't even want you. He didn't even want you as his teammate because you never shown up anyway, and you were crap. You're just full of yourself. I remember when you sent me a message when you did the podcast. I wish I weren't the first one because I'm a big deal. I'm a big name. Give over, mate. It's about the drivers, mate. It's not about individuals. It's about the community. So go and enjoy your community, mate. And leave us alone, yeah? We're doing our own thing. Right, so back to the racing instead of dealing with retards who think they're better than everybody else. So, CRE Gory through on Nimblecat, the Ferrari driver, on the McLaren up to P14. Maggi is on the back of Ginaudi. Remember, he's in the provisional lead to this Grand Prix with 4 laps to go. And UFRL Merckx in the Williams up to P4, Don Dedge in P5, Viva in P6, we've got Craggy in the Williams in P7, Sergio Silva in P8, Podge in P9, and then Red Wildfire completing your top 10 at the moment. Sam B, Udi, thank you so much for reserving. Deadly and Yarnborn as well, really appreciate it, mate, thank you. I look forward to seeing you race in Silver. CRE Gory, Nimblecat, remember Doug is there as well, he just wants to get into the points. 4 laps remaining. Jake the lad in the Aston Martin leads to Ginaudi in P2, but they will retire before the end of this Grand Prix. Actually, yeah, Ginaudi got moved back up to silver, didn't he? So it will be Maggi that is in the provisional lead to this Grand Prix. Merckx in the Williams in provisional P2. He will retire as well. So we've done Dedge there, and then you've got Viva and Craggy, who have looked absolutely awesome. Sergio Silva will be up there. He didn't get the strategy right, but he's still there and thereabouts. And there goes Ginaudi just letting the drivers through as Merckx and Maggi squabble on lap 26 here in Bahrain. Craggy goes into the pit lane and retires. Thank you so much for that, Craggy. Really appreciate you reserving. What a guy. Podge Racing will move up to P8, and then you've got Red Wildfire in the Sauber still in P10, but we'll move up to P9 as the Williams driver retires in the pit lane. So it's all moved around now. It will all change before the end of this Grand Prix. Big points on the board for some of these drivers. Don Dedge, the Haas drivers, lead the Constructors' Championship, and they will be looking to get that lead increased out of round 7. So Merckx in the Williams, you've got the Alpine of Ginaudi. Viva is in P5, very interesting. Nimblecat up to P13 now, but he'll make up a few more positions. It's not looking good, bruv. Doug and LT Spears, the Belgian driver, he's not here, so he has left. He's not had a good race though, has he? He's had 2 races now in F7, and they've not been good races. You've got to feel for him. Hopefully he'll come back bigger and stronger than ever and better. So Ginaudi in the Alpine, and you've got Viva there. They're 6 seconds behind the pack. But will they make up any positions? You've got Don Dej here, the Nigerian driver, on the Estonian, fighting for P5 and P6. The Alpine and the Mercedes, the Mercedes and the Haas. And they have Sergio Silva 11 seconds behind. What has happened to him here? And that is a strategy gone wrong. There goes Merckx on Mad G. UFRL Merckx in the Williams moves up to P2 as they go down in towards turn 1. What a Grand Prix, what a race it's been. With 2 laps to go. Merckx, Mad G, Ginaudi, you've got Viva there with Don Dej on the back of him. This is going to go through the DRS straight, and he's going to try and get this move done. The MoneyGram Haas on the Mercedes AMG Petronas as they go up towards turn 4. That DRS is enabled, the rear wing is open, but not able to get the overtake done just yet. Under the lights here in Bahrain. Sam B is retired. Thank you so much, Sam, for reserving. Really appreciate it. You've had a really good battle, and with Nimblecat as well. That was a good one. Mad G is back from Merckx. And the Ferrari driver, round turn 11 and 12 they go, and the Scarlet Ferrari up to P2. Ginaudi did let them through. I'm sure they'll go into the pit lane and retire at the end of this lap. Sorry, but there's no damage, by the way, to the car. Well, any damage that we can see, by the way. Don Dej still on the back of Viva. Remember, he'll get that DRS in a second, and he's only 5 tenths behind the Mercedes driver. This is for racing position as well. Thank you so much, Ginaudi, for reserving, and Merckx as well. Really, really appreciate it, lads. You filled up the grid today, and massive respect to both of you. 2 incredible drivers as well. Don Dej is backing out. Oh, this is strategy. This is strategy. Don Dej is backing out for the move on Viva. Remember, this is for P2 in this race, as Jake the Lad will retire at the end of this lap. The Aston Martin, who is a reserve, so Mad G is 9 seconds clear of the rest of the grid. If there was ever a race where somebody has timed it to perfection, it is absolutely Mad G here in Bahrain with a mad race. Don Dej has been very patiently waiting to use that DRS. Viva is obviously building up his battery to go for that defensive move as they go in towards turn 10. So Red Wildfire now up to P7. Nimblecat into the points once more. Mr. Consistent in the Papaya McLaren into the top 10. So, Jake the Lad, thank you so much, Jake. What a win that would have been from the back of the grid, Jake. Really appreciate it. 13 seconds clear, that's why you're a gold driver. Right, here comes Don Dej. Don Dej has gone for the move on the very last lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And up to P2 he goes. Can Viva come back on the very last lap? Lap 29 here in Bahrain. Out of turn 3, down towards turn 4. That DRS will be enabled. Don Dej with a 10-second time penalty. What is that? Don Dej must have overtaken Viva off the track, and he's got a penalty for it. That might be removed though, but Sergio Silva is only a second away from getting a podium if that's the case. So Don Dej up to P2. He'll probably get it taken off, so we'll class it as it's not even there. Viva will try and go for the overtake out of turn 8 and then in towards 9 and 10. They go slightly downhill as they lock on the brakes. And this is where the DRS will kick in for the Mercedes driver. And he is burning everything now. That rear wing will open. The battery will dwindle away. And Viva is not going to be able to catch Don Dej. Don Dej has used a lot of battery. Has Viva saved it and timed this to perfection for the run up towards the line? We're about to find out. But it is Mad G with an incredible race here in round 7. And Bahrain has got its own brilliant driver, Mad G, wins under the lights here in Bahrain. Here comes Don Dej and Viva. Viva goes into the slipstream, uses his battery. Viva P2. Wow. Don Dej takes a podium, but what a finish to the line. Sergio Silva takes P4. Podge, the man from Sweden, in the top 5. Red Wildfire in P6. CRE Gory in P7. Udi will take P8. CRE Gory in P7. Udi's going to take, I think that might be his first points of the season for Udi. What a race. Congratulations to Udi. What a result. Nimble Cat in P9. Doug will get points as well. This is still huge for the Haas team. CRE Gory to the line, so does Udi, and here comes Nimble Cat. Nimble Cat takes P8 because of Udi's penalty, and then Doug will take P10. What a win! Don Dej should definitely get that taken off. Yeah, I agree, Mercs. But as you said, it doesn't matter because he got overtaken and he's got a 10-second gap to Sergio. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. Rum and Monkey. Yeah, appreciate it, mate. I can't wait for you to come and race. It should be a cracker. You'll really enjoy it. Especially bronze if you're bronze pace, or if you're a new driver, or gold if you're gold. We do have silver as well in the middle at 12:30. So yeah, just a bit of everything for everyone. There you have it, on the top step, does the backflip. A little Superman pose or Spider-Man, I don't know. But he is on the top step with the Red Bull in P2 and the Haas in P3. Don Dej is the championship leader at the moment, and I think that will stay like that. I'm racing in silver as well, Jim. So, Mad G takes the race win here in Bahrain. Viva takes P2, and Don Dej takes the podium in P3. Sergio Silva will take P4 and then Podge in P5. Red Wildfire takes P6 and CRE Gory in P7. Nimble Cat in the points once more in P8 and Udi in the points in P9. And Doug will take the last point. Then comes Spears, Jake Ladd, Ginaldi, Merck, Samby, Craggy, Deadly, Yawnborn and Turbo. Remember, a lot of them drivers were reserves. In fact, I think 10 of them were reserves, or 9 of them. So it's not a massive thing to see that many retirements. It would be usually, but yeah, not today because I know they're reserves, so it's not a massive deal. But thank you so much for tuning in. Let's jump onto interviews, okay? We've not done interviews in bronze for ages as well, so this should be really good. This should be really good for interviews. We've not done interviews for ages. But that's because we've had so many F1 Grand Prix that are at 2 o'clock. So we've had to end bronze really quickly and then jump straight into the silver race because we had to get it finished before the F1 race started. So let me jump into the commentary box and we'll do some interviews. So I think Don Dej is already in here. Don Dej, and then we had Mad G, and who was P2? Sorry, Viva. Viva can't join. That's so annoying. So Viva can't come in. I will try and have a look to see how oh wait, yeah. Wait, let me see if I can start. Oh, 1 minute. I don't want to do that on stream just in case. I thought I already linked it, so I was going to try and get a party on Discord going so that everybody could do an interview, but it don't matter. It is what it is. Intermission. Hi. So, guys, Nathan, can you do it for your phone? We can do something like that. Sorry, let me put this back on. We can do something like that, so I'll have a look at it. Right, let's go into interviews. So we'll start off with Don Dej, who was P3. Remember, I won't be around for Realistic on Wednesday, as I'm going to Greece for 5 days. So. Right, so we're going to start off interviews. Yeah, I can link it through the phone, Yawn. I've tried it, but I don't want to do it on stream. But I'll look into it and I'll try and sort it out for later, because I would like to interview Viva as well. So we're going to start off with Don Dej. What an unbelievable race. A P3, a podium, and still the championship leader. Don Dej, how was that, mate? Is Don Dej here? I don't think Don Dej is in the party. Right, there we go. We'll go straight on to your race winner with an incredible race. Mad G, how are you, mate?
Oh man, honestly, I've not been up here for a while.
That was unbelievable. What a strategy. Just talk us through it, because I actually don't know what went on then, or what happened, or how you ended up so far clear.
Well, I think Don Dej is here, by the way.
Oh, is it Don Dej?
Yeah, I think he's left his microphone on.
Hello, Don Dej. Is he here? Don Dej?
Yo,
how are we, mate? We'll start off with you first, and then we'll go back to Mad G in a minute. What a result, mate. P3 in the race and still the championship leader. Just talk us through that one.
Mate, I thought I had the win in the bag, to be honest.
So did I.
But Maggi had a brilliant strategy.
Yeah.
He hung into me enough in the first stint, and then my second stint just wasn't fast enough. So I just ended up battling Viva.
Yeah. So what happened? Because before you pitted, you were 3 seconds clear of the back.
Yeah, literally, my out lap and my in lap was just not fast enough.
Oh, really?
That's all I can put it down to.
And that just cost you. And did you get sort of into any traffic as well?
Yeah. So the traffic that I was in was giving me a DRS.
Yeah.
Yeah, the traffic I was in was giving me DRS train.
Yeah.
So I thought that would put me in a good position to battle Maggi. And I did come out in front of him by like 4 seconds, but by the time that he pitted, my laps were like 7 laps old.
Yeah,
so
well, when he was coming out of the pit lane, he was on fresh softs, and you were on obviously 7 lap old hard, so you must have thought at that point, exactly. I'm going to be a sitting duck here.
It pretty much, yeah. I saw with like 9 laps to go, I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to...
No.
He had a great race. I can't take anything away from him.
No, it's still an incredible performance for you as well. P3 on the grid. 100%. You just got pipped on the line by Viva there, Don Dej.
Yeah, it's weird. Me and Viva ended up battling, and I picked up a stupid penalty that I'm going to try and get removed.
Yeah, we'll remove that. I mean, it won't make a difference, but we'll get that removed just in case anything happens in front. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But no, all in all, I'm happy with battling with the championship leaders in Sergio, Viva, now Maggi.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to keep picking up podiums. So I think I've got a strategy that works for me at the moment. So I'm just sticking to it.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Well, you keep getting podiums, you keep getting points at the top of that championship, and the constructors as well, mate. It was an unbelievable performance and a great podium once again. So congratulations, Don Dej.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. So we'll move back on to your race leader, Mad G. So Mad G, we were just talking about your whole strategy there, and how you ended up being so far clear at the end.
It's a case of, well, when I was right up the front with the rest of them, with all the silver gold drivers, I thought, right, I'm going to do the opposite to them.
Yeah.
But thing is, I just kept going around and around. I thought, stuff it, I'm going to keep going. I checked my tyres, and my right left, after 15 laps, was only about 35%, so I thought, no, just keep going.
Yeah. If you're in a comfortable position like that as well.
Yeah. To be fair, I knew the tyres could last, and I knew one stop was possible easily. I don't know why so many were doing 2 stops. I have no idea at all, because starting the hards, they're gonna last, and then you got the mediums, light fuel, and you're fine.
As well.
The thing is, I've already done this race a few weeks ago, and I know damn well a 1 stop works.
Yeah, well, you can see that. Yeah. But
I mean, congratulations to Don Dej and Viva as well, because I think they both did a 1 stop, but I think they did the other side of the 1 stop, medium hard.
Yeah.
Hard's a better tire to start on.
Well, I'll take that into the silver race, thank you. But
sorry, no, I need to be paid first.
Yeah, yeah. It was a great strategy, Maggie. So you obviously started on the hard. You were in a great position at the front as well. And as you said, the tyres were just really good, especially like further on in the race. You were just staying in that position where you were at the front of the Grand Prix. And then when you came out of the pit stop and you were only 3-4 seconds behind behind Don Dedge, you must have been thinking to yourself, this is on for me.
To be fair, I wasn't thinking that at all. I thought, just keep doing, don't go crazy. I mean, yes, I wanted to get into his DRS, so I did push for a couple of laps. But after that, I was just chilling. I didn't push it, didn't try and do anything, so I didn't take anything out of my tyres. And I always had tons of battery left anyway, because I think halfway through sector 2, I'd literally I put it into none, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it comes to the straights, I've got loads.
Well, it was an unbelievable strategy, mate, and to win the race by like 9-10 seconds that you won the race for is just, especially without a safety car as well. You were just unbelievable, and there was only really there was actually no DNF that was caused by an incident on track today. It was just racing to the end, and it was unbelievable. You had some amazing battles throughout the race. And to come out on top and win by 9 seconds is an unbelievable result. So congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well done, guys. So there you have it. Maggi is your race winner here in Bahrain. What a result. What a race. What a Grand Prix. Welcome to the Bronze Division here at F7 Racing. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back at 12:30. I think Johnny will be on comms for silver because I'll be racing, even though I'm super slow and I've done like one lap around Bahrain. But let's see if I can use that hard to soft strategy to my advantage. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you tune in for silver and then gold at 7 PM. It'll be my last race because I go away to Greece on Tuesday. So make sure you tune in to gold at 7 PM. But yeah, thank you all so much for the support, everybody. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in and watched the race. What we'll do is we will just quickly raid somebody because we do have like 23 viewers in here. So we'll just raid somebody whilst we're all here just to end the stream. So let's raid. So shall we raid Rush Racing League? Because I like Rush. They're good guys. There we go. They've got a few viewers on anyway. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in, everybody. So much support tonight. It was really this morning. Sorry, I'm used to streaming at 7 PM, so. Really appreciate everybody and thank you all so much. But yeah, we'll be back tonight, guys. Make sure you watch the end of this Rush Racing League race until silver starts. There's only 8 laps to go and it's in the rain as well around, I think it's around Imola or Japan. Can't remember. Yeah, Japan, because they're going through 135R now. So yeah, thanks, guys.